Hello guys, welcome back to our channel. We are so excited to have you again. The southeastern governors have taken some steps to see how they can exterminate certain negative happenings in the communities, especially in the hidden lands. The Bonny State precisely have decided to take a very drastic step against cattle headers, that's Fulani Herdsmen. And this time around, you will see what they have in mind to dish out to them. And not just the Fulani headers alone, other bandits and other criminals, those involved in one nefarious activity or the other, there is a special court that has already been set up for them. And the news have it that the Bonny State government on Wednesday directed the chief judge of the state, Mr. Anselm Umahi, to urgently institute a special court where headers clash COVID-19 and other sexually harassing cases will be tried. This was contained in a communique issued at the end of an expanded Security Council meeting held in Abakaliki, which had chairman of the Meitiala Cattle Breeder Association, Magbad, Southeast Zone, Alhaji Gidado, Sidi Diki, and others in attendance. Also present in the meeting, which lasted for about 2 hours, were heads of various security agencies in the state, including the military, and was chaired by the Ebonyi State Governor David Umahi. The state insisted that grazing of cow at the new government house and Centenary City at large is prohibited. The state also banned underage headers from grazing in any part of the state, adding that anything header caught shall be tried in the new court alongside their parents or guardians. The communique read in part, and I quote, it said the governor also banned rearing of cattle at the new government house and its environment, centenary cities, schools, churches, and mosques and recreation centers are prohibited. The chief judge of Ebonyi State is enjoined by this meeting to urgently set up special court for the trial of offenders of COVID-19 rape, cultism cases, and headers clashes. The various communities are by this meeting empowered to arrest and hand over to the police any underage header within their community, and the chief header, who is the custodian of such underage person, must be prosecuted by the police in accordance with our law. The statement further warned that henceforth members of Meitiala and their leaders must take responsibility for any destruction of farms, crops, property, including any attack on any community in Ebonyi State. Rape cases are not exempted from these. They must produce within 7 days for arrest and prosecution the perpetrators of such dastardly acts from amongst their members. In the same vein, the communique warned that community leaders and traditional rulers, development center coordinators, local government council chairmen, and political office holders must take responsibility and produce attackers and killers of headsmen or their cows for arrest and prosecution within 7 days whenever such occur. Henceforth, headers must reside in the community where they graze their cattle, it said. All persons carrying cows by foot on the third road on our concrete road must be arrested and handed over to police within 7 days for prosecution by the community within which such infraction come, the statement read. The communique was signed or was read by the Deputy Governor, Dr. Kelechi Igwe. This is one of the best security meeting that has taken place in a long time in the southeast, precisely in the Ebonyi State. And this is really, really interesting. The headsmen have gone overboard in the southeast several times. We've seen most women being raped. We've seen cases where they launch into communities and they kill people without caring. We see them on the road. Sometimes they even cause accident for road users. They allow those their cows to enter into nooks and crannies and cause all manner of things. They are involved or in destroying lives, that are involved in causing mayhem, using of small boys whom they have already fed with their nonsense to infiltrate the community. And when they infiltrate like that and you do anything funny, it will result to haters community class. And I guess what I really appreciate Ebony State Governor. I appreciate him for one thing, having all the people, the stakeholders involved, having all the stakeholders fully represented in the meeting. You know, the Herdsmen leader was there. I'm talking about Mark Ban. Their own chairman was there present, as the chairman of the Meiti Allah Cattle Breeders Association, Southeast Zone. He was present, which means that whatever we have discussed in this meeting is agreeable by all members here present. For it to turn out to be a communique, therefore mean everyone is in agreement. And I think that it's binding on not just the headers alone, even the community dwellers. That's people in the community. And there's something so superb that they have done, which I feel it's really good, since we cannot hoist them out of communities, let's kick them out of communities. Um, Ebony State government says they must be living in the communities where they graze their cows. They must be living there. So this issue of going into the forest and building huts and all of that, that time is over. And guess what? They didn't just do this thing in isolation. That's taking this decision in isolation. All the security heads were there present. All of them, they were there. I mean, it's really interesting. I never knew that Ebony State governor can come up with something like this, because with this, all the nonsense that have been going on will be fully curtailed. And guess what? The responsibility of arresting this culprit has been handed over to the communities where the infraction takes place. For example, if they come to your own community, specifically in Ebony State, and you find out that they are grazing their cows close to church, they are grazing their cows close to school, they are grazing their cows close to recreation centers, you have that responsibility to arrest them. And furthermore, if you see 18, someone who is below the age of 18 involved in grazing, you must be arrested. And since they are now living among the people, you locate the person who is his guardian or possibly his parent and ensure that they are arrested and prosecuted within 7 days. This is interesting. It's not the case that it's going to go to the court of appeal, will go here. There is a special court that has been put in place, and everyone is in agreement. At the same time, the community people are not exempted, though, because if you maybe some nefarious boys, some thieves or robber bandits decide to steal their cows, they have to pay for it. It's an agreement that everyone has entered into it, and I feel that this should be replicated in all the states, southeastern states in Nigeria. Everyone should do this kind of a special court where within 7 days everything has been carried out. Because if you go against the law, they find you grazing your cows, you're walking on the tar road, you find you close to any place, you will be arrested and within 7 days prosecuted by this special court. And I feel that at this point, the Southeasterners needs to be on the wake and ensure that any form of infraction is reported, and which therefore also means that if eventually you go into the bush and see somebody residing there, and in the name of we are trying to graze our animal, that's why we need to have a place to stay in. You have the right to order the youth of that community to enter into the bush and arrest them, bring them out, possibly burn down their structure and bring them out for the law to take its full course on them. This is really interesting. I like to leave it there. Go to our our comment section. Let us interact. What's your position in respect to these good steps taken by Ebony State government? Let's interact.